Hello and welcome to the video. I've been asked by several people to do a video on how to start the Hurricane up, taxi it, and basically get it back down on the ground in one piece. I may be the wrong person to ask, but I thought I'd attempt a video. But I'm not going to do an in-depth video of the correct procedures. So this guy finish.
Changing altitude 2. Altitude Terrace 1.
I thought I'd do a video on a quick start procedure. I'll get into the air and then we'll do a quick landing and leave it at that. I could go more in depth on a later video, you know, the correct way of doing things, but this is a quick way of getting up and a quick way of getting down. I'll give you a few details as well, so hope you enjoy. So this is the Mark 1 Hurricane, 100 octane. This is the standard variant that we fly, so let's get in the cockpit and have a look around. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick startup procedure, but let's just set my altimeter first. That's right, I won't bother with the direction finder, that'll be a later video. First off, turn the fuel cock on. Then we need to make sure the radiator is at 100%. So we bring that lever down and it's 100%. Make sure the prop pitch is at 100, which it is. Okay, we're ready to start. So whichever key you've got slaved in, you press the key to start the engine. You need 1/4 throttle, just a little bit of throttle. If it doesn't start, just check your throttle. It's mainly because you haven't got 1/4 throttle if it won't start. And then bring your throttle back to idle. Now ideally, they want you to bring the oil temperatures up to 40 degrees and about 90 degrees water temperature. By the time we get taxied out, that will be the right temperature anyway. At this point, I will set my gun sight to 220 yards. Saves doing it in the air when you're busy. And you want 32 feet wingspan. That's your main enemy, the Messerschmitt 109. Gun sight on. Brakes off. So whatever key you've got bound to your brakes, brakes off. Then gently, very gently, ease in the throttle until the wheels just start moving.
Enemy plane. Aircraft in sector. Here. 0. Messerschmitt 110.
Don't worry about that, that's just normal while the engine warms up. A little bit of right rudder. We're just moving now. That's plenty of speed. The shaking will stop in a second or two.
Sector. Here. 0. Messerschmitt 110. Heading 30. Altitude 34. Attention.
And right rudder to turn onto the taxiway.
Here, Charlie. Changing altitude 2. Altitude Terrace 1.
Okay, brakes on, I'm going to stop here. Now the Hurricane can take off crosswinds or anything, it's quite forgiving. So if you're doing a scramble, you don't have to worry too much about the Hurricane's crosswind performance, unlike the Spitfire. But I'm going to use the runway procedure. So I'm going to turn left, add a bit of throttle, I'm using my rudder. And you just want to feed in enough power just to get the thing moving. And I'm weaving on purpose. I'm using the track IR, whatever tracker you've got, just look over the... This is what the real pilots did. especially important if your squadron's in front of you taxiing out to the runway. Obviously you need the cockpit open to do this. So gentle weaves and plenty of run. Very manoeuvrable on the ground, as long as you keep your throttle under control. Okay, checking left to make sure there's no aircraft coming into land, and right, just in case somebody's coming in the wrong way. Clear. So now we're going to taxi out onto the runway and line up. Right, turn to the centre of the runway, just off the centre, and line up. Right, now we're going to stop and pause. We're going to do some final checks. Rad 100%, prop pitch 100%. Now you can take off with flaps, but I'm not going to bother. Check everything's clear, close the canopy. Now remember, when you're taking off, this is going to give you a little bit of right rudder, just a shade of right rudder, and feed in the power. As the tail comes up, pull slightly back on the stick, just to stop the nose from dipping into the ground as the tail comes up. A few seconds later, when you've attained takeoff speed, he's pulled back on the stick further, not too much, and the wheel should lift off. As soon as we're off the ground, you bring the gear up. So that's what we're going to do now. Here we go. So gently ease forward on the throttle, a little bit of right rudder. Find that sweet spot so it don't swing. Hold that picture. Now I'm easing back on the stick, take the pressure off the nose, and I'm bringing the front up, gear up. Not too much attitude. Now I'm going to bring the radiator down to 80%. Now you should have two keys assigned to that, a plus and a minus, which is your choice. I'm now going to bring the prop pitch down to 85%. Alright, so your radiator is at 80, prop pitch 85%. Watch your nose attitude. Keep orientated to the runway. Don't climb more than 1500 feet. Watch your airspeed and just hold that sort of attitude. Okay. We're going to turn downwind now. Or I think it's upwind, but for the sake of the video we'll pretend it's downwind. And we're going to start preparing for the landing. So now we're going to bring some of the power off. So I've pulled some of the power off. Now I'm going to bring my flaps down. Now it says in the manual not to bring the flaps down above 140 miles per hour. But believe you me, you can. If you want to breathe off speed quickly, bring your flaps down now. And it's two positive movements on your key to bring the flaps down on the Hurricane. Now you can feel the nose coming up, so you push forward on the stick slightly, just to counter that nose upward attitude while the speed equalises. Keeping an eye on the runway orientation. Okay, now we're going to bring the gear down. Now once you're below 100 and 160 miles per hour, you can bring the gear down. So we check the airspeed, 130, so we can bring the gear. Again, two positive clicks on your key for that. Now we're ready to land. The gear's coming down. We're looking for 2 green lights. 1, 2. Gears down and locked. Okay, now it's just a matter of descending, feeding power in and out as necessary. So again, keeping slight nose down attitude. It doesn't matter really how fast you go down, as long as you maintain a positive airspeed. So your aircraft should look like that now. Flaps down, gear down. You'll be now calling tower, saying you're turning base. I'm a little bit untidy with this, but it's a quick video. Right, you want to be aiming to land between 90 and 100 miles an hour, no lower than 80 miles per hour. If you go below 80 miles per hour, you want to feed in power quickly because you're about to stall. You'll feel the aircraft judder if it's going to stall. So it's just a matter of feeding power in and out now. Look at your airspeed, 120, that's nice. Okay, we're going to turn finals very shortly. Let's get down a bit of altitude. Take some of the power off. Just nice and relaxed. If you're not happy with your approach at any time, just abort, go round until you are happy. Alright, we're now turning finals. Just keep an eye on the runway. Nice gentle movements with the stick. Still not quite lined up, but it's plenty of time to get down. I'm now at 35% throttle. Turning proper finals now. Now the gun sight comes into play here. I use the gun sight. I put the gun sight on the threshold there, and I hold that picture all the way down. 120 miles an hour we're doing. You can see the needle there, 110, 120 miles an hour. I'm going to take some of the power off now, and I'm 18% power now roughly. I'm a little bit high, so I'm going to come down a bit faster. But you can use this gun sight to sort of get yourself ready for the flare. Now when I get to the runway, I'm going to start using rudder, and I'm going to flare and try and do a 3-point landing, a bit of lag there. Okay, I'm going to take the power off now. I'm at 0 throttle now, gliding in, pulling back on the stick, nice and gentle, nice and gentle. Hold that picture, pull back even more, hold the stick back. Perfect 3-point landing, and keep the stick back. Keep the stick back, apply any rudder you may need while you're holding the stick back, and we've made a perfect landing. Bring your flaps up. And brakes on now. I did that landing with no brakes. If you're going too fast, if you're doing, you can put your brakes on, but you must hold that stick back into your chest basically. So as soon as you've held that attitude, pull the stick right back into your chest. Fuel off. That's the wrong way. Open your cockpit. Job done. So as I say, that was a quick circuit landing. Hope you enjoyed. I'll also do an in-depth video in the future of the correct way of doing things, but for a quick touch and go landing, this is good practice. So you're looking at your target speeds. Gear will not go down if you're doing above 160 miles per hour. It says in the manual you don't bring your flaps down above 140 miles an hour, but that's a lie. You can bring your flaps down. That will help you bleed off speed quicker. You want to be looking at landing between 90 and 100 miles an hour. If you drop below that, start looking at increasing a little bit of throttle, but do everything gently. If you're not happy with the picture, power up, bring your gear up, bring your flaps up and go around. Get yourself settled, turn back into the circuit, set yourself up for the landing again, and do it again. As my old instructor said in real life, you land when you're comfortable, not when everybody else is comfortable. And that's all I've got to say. I hope you enjoyed, and any more questions, just contact me on the channel. Thanks for watching.